Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is CSP Fozzie, joined once again by Apothny, and we are bringing you the Unthinkables versus the Devil's Warrior Alliance. And that is the rear end of an Orthrus cruiser that you see on your screen. This is another one of those setups that is going to make at least Randolph very, very happy, and most of the rest of us, I think, too. It's a Claymore Scimitar triple Orthrus, triple Caracal Mollusk, triple Worm setup from Unthinkables. And meanwhile, Devil's Warrior is keeping the theme of the day alive with some Dami hulls. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that setup, Apothny?
So we have our third Navy Donny team of the tournament, I believe, currently going 1-1 in record. We have supporting them in a Nero, so these are armor Navy Dommies. They're now going for the super DPS version. We have a Myrmidon, probably for some boosts, a Celestis for dance, Enyo, double Tormentor, and Merlin in the support.
And the teams both came in at 50 kilometers from opposite beacons, so they are a full 100 kilometers away from each other.
Team starts off by the red going straight off, burning onto the right. Really coordinated movement. That's beautiful.
They are getting transversal up against those bouncers. So the Navy Dommies have all dropped bouncers. Long-range drones don't have great tracking, though, and the Navy Dommy doesn't have a tracking bonus, unlike the normal Dommy. So this is very smart play by the Unthinkables. They're using these fast chips, which are, by the way, all fit with rapid light missile launchers, and they're going to try to prevent most of that damage. The Devil's Warriors are going to try to kill that Scimitar, though.
All dropped Acolytes trailing behind them at the moment. And as you say, the Simi starting to take a lot of damage from those bouncers. I mean, you're punching into the low explosive hole on the Simi.
He is, though, I think, doing the very smart thing. He's circling in. Essentially, the whole team is moving around and getting closer with the orbit. They're approaching in closer. They're not going to go straight at the Dommies and getting hit full on by those bouncers. They're keeping the transversal up. And as they get closer, hopefully not with a newt range, because these are no-gun Navy Dommies, so they definitely have lots of newts, this Scimitar should be able to reduce the damage further. And now we're seeing damage being applied to the Aneros from the Devil's Warriors.
Teams trying to say, Lodgies, that Scimitar is just barely surviving in the lowest of low shield, but managing to do it nonetheless. Damage now starting to apply to that Aneros. You've got all those rapid lights doing what we hope is the correct damage type into the Aneros.
Yeah, so those rapid lights are going to be doing a lot of damage. The Scimitar is still alive. He is barely getting hit by these bouncers. Oh, he just took a big chunk of armor, though. This is going to hurt, and there he goes. Down. Now we're going to have to see how quickly Devil's Warriors can trade for that Aneros, and what, how quickly Devil's Warriors are also can get some kills out of this. They're going to try to probably take down the Orthrus and Caracals, which are going to drop fast without the protection.
Yeah, they're their own Orthrus now. Damage is finally applying to that Aneros, but it's still in quite high shield. Looks like damage is being split. They're also going after the support wing of both sides. The Maulus,
so these guys are all
Lord taking a lot of damage.
Really close to the edge of the arena as well. Most of the Devil's Warriors teams, or sorry, the Aneros and at least, and the Celestis and Tormentor with him, are beyond 115 kilometers now. So they're less than 10 kilometers from the edge of the arena. It would be very easy for anyone attacking them to overshoot and go out, which is probably what they're hoping for.
I mean, that Aneros is 115 from the center of the arena. 5 more meters and kilometers even, and he is gone.
Yep, so, and we're seeing a Worm at 112. We're seeing the Celestis at 119. These guys are really skirting the edge of the arena. This is a dangerous place for them to be. But there you go, they got a Caracal kill.
Goes down, but the Aneros is soon to follow. It is repping. It is taking forever to die, skirting the edge of glory.
Yep, with the Celestis for Devil's Warriors is out to 121, just pulling back a little bit though. This is a pretty smart play. You get out to the edge of the arena, it makes it harder for people to move in around you. They have to come in slower, and it can help keep yourself alive a bit longer.
Looks like another Caracal for the red team is getting into armor. Looks like it's going to be popping shortly. And I do find it interesting that they choose to go for the Caracal over the Orthrus.
I mean,
there goes the Aneros.
Yep. The Aneros is now down, but already they got 2 Caracals out of that. The extra time that the Aneros stayed alive got 2 Caracal kills and a Mollusk. That's actually a pretty huge advantage. The Caracals are much lower hit point than the Orthrus is, so I think that's a big reason to go after them first.
The team that started with the pilot disadvantage is now 1 ahead. Looks like they're going to start losing an Enyo. I'm not quite sure what they're applying damage to. Looks like we've got 2 different Orthrus taking damage. I see repping going on, so it looks like the Orthrus do have a partially active tank.
Yep, there goes the Enyo, and these Orthruses are going to try to reduce the damage as best they can. Let's see what they're firing at. It looks like they're going to try to take down more Frigs first, Enyo, or the Tormentors, the Merlins, and get clear off the tackle. If they can clear off all the tackle. Oh.
Fane popping suddenly there. Looks like he must have mixed up his transversal. And the sentry drones will punish you. If they fire in volleys, and if a single volley hits you when you're at low transversal, they will destroy your tank.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really, really bad situation for the Unthinkables to be in. They're going to have a very hard time trying to come back from this. As they lose these ships, they're going to lose the ability to kill the big Navy Dominixes.
Yeah. I mean, already they haven't got a huge amount of DPS left on field. If they want to chew through armor Navy Dommies, it's going to take them a long time. All the while, they've got to not get hit by those guards, which have now been dropped by the Navy Dommies, now that the Kaiti team has moved in closer.
Yeah, this is a good position to be in for Devil's Warriors. They are taking a lot of damage to that Navy Dommy now. He's into armor. But Navy Dommies do have a big armor buffer tank, so it's going to be very hard for Unthinkables to eat all the way through that, even without logistics supporting them.
Yeah, it looks like neither team really applying that much damage anymore. We've still got the Draconian slowly being burnt through his armor tank. Still not applying that much DPS to the Orthreses. They've learned from their Fallen Brethren. They're keeping up that transversal, but it's going to be a long time that they have to make zero mistakes on. And it looks like the Caracal of Nikolai is going to follow.
Yeah, I mean, even if they make zero mistakes, those Tormentors actually can still get in there and web them down. They're still going to have the danger of that. And these Orthreses are taking...
Colonel STFU.
He is in big trouble.
Down.
There he goes. Yeah, these guys, they're got the first Navy Dommy down into about half armor, but with only one Orthrus, one Caracal, 3 Worms, and a Claymore, it's going to be really hard for them to keep eating through this, as there's the next Caracal of Nikolai dropping into armor very soon, most likely.
I mean, what range do you try and engage at here? In general, you've got both guards and bouncers drop. So you pull away, the Dommies will abandon the guards, pick up the bouncers. You come in close, abandon the bouncers, pick up the guards. There's no good engagement range here.
Yeah, at this point, I think my best call would be to just try to skirt the edge of newt range, like stay out of heavy newt range, stay at like 35 kilometers, so you have a bit of comfort zone there. But yeah, that is going to put you at a really easy place for the guards to hit you. And yeah, at this point, that Navy Dommy of Draconian is probably actually going to survive this fight, and that'll be a nice, valuable ship for him to keep alive. For anyone that isn't familiar with the way we do Alliance tournaments here at EVE Online, these are all ships that these alliances had to build or pay for themselves. So these are real assets connected to the rest of the game. This is on our main server, so every ship you can keep alive is valuable, because it means you can use that ship later, you can sell it, you get to keep the value of that ship. So that Navy Dommy is definitely worth keeping alive if they can.
So despite what we were saying in Skype earlier today, you know, this old school Dommy popularity, be it Navy or regular, is showing a lot of strength in the losers bracket here today.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of it in the winners bracket yesterday, but we were seeing a lot of Navy Dommies, and were a lot of Dommies. We saw 2 Dominic setups and now a Navy Dominic setup, and the Dommies are 1-for-1 today, and or 1-1, 1 win, 1 loss, and the Navy Dommies are going to be winning their first match. So I mean, very solid execution with them. Maybe people are going to have to start banning some of these out again, or at least preparing their setups a bit more to counter them.
Possibly.
So that is, the Claymore is dropping down now, and that'll be the end of him. And that's going to be it for this match. The Devil's Warrior Alliance, is going to be moving on through the losers bracket. We'll survive to fight again next weekend. And we will be back in just a few moments for Dead Terrorists versus Moist.